This is GerotheHero, and this is my first impression of Masamune kun no Revenge, Episode 1. So, this show was way better than I anticipated. The main character basically, as a child, had a crush on a girl that he liked, and she rejected him and basically made fun of him and said that he was basically a piggy. So, to get revenge, he has improved his body, he's gotten stronger, he looks a lot better than he used to, and now his only goal is to find this girl again and get his revenge. So right away he goes to his new school and everybody likes him, all the girls are all crazy about him. He has this policy that, you know, if you're good looking then you can pretty much get away with anything, and that pretty much happens. I mean, he's looking at the girls that are playing tennis and he doesn't get in trouble, but another guy that doesn't look as great gets in trouble, and we don't even know that he was really looking at them. He was probably just texting. But because he doesn't look as well, he basically gets accused of basically gawking at the tennis players, while Maccabi himself basically gets away with it. We get introduced right away to the girl that he wants to get his revenge on. Aki basically is called the Cruel Princess, and she hates guys that actually try to ask her out, and she gives them cruel nicknames. Right away, like a popular guy tries to ask her out, and in front of everybody on a microphone, she basically tells this guy that, you know, I found out that you're reading these questionable comic books, and that you have this mole, basically. So she's going to call him Molo, which I thought was hilarious. So Maccabi basically tries to, you know, get adjusted to this new school, but also he wants to find out how he can get his revenge on this girl. And he still kind of gets affected by her, because even when he sees her, you can kind of tell that he kind of still has that bully fear of her, and you know, it still kind of intimidates him. And also during a class period, she comes in and basically makes fun of another guy that tries to ask her out. And it's important because later on, the same person that asked her out tries to get his revenge. But in the process, he tries to basically find out all his information that he can get on the Cruel Princess. He finds out that she has a bunch of lackeys that follow her around, and she's never basically alone. She tries to eat by herself, and we find out the reason because in Maccabi's investigations, he follows one of her lackeys, and it's kind of strange because she's going to like this abandoned kind of PE locker storage area outside, and he's trying to eavesdrop her, and he finds out that she's eating a bunch of food. Now he tries to be sneaky about this, but there's a spider that drops down and he gets scared of it, which I thought was pretty hilarious. And because he finds this out, he kind of has one thing against her already. She tells him basically that you better not tell anybody, because I will make your life a living hell. So in the process, it's his way to get in, because now he can kind of hang out with her. She still treats him like crap, but he has an in now. He still keeps being treated like dirt, but there's this one scene where the guy that got rejected, one of them, tries to get his revenge on the Cruel Princess and almost tries to cut her hair and who knows what else. But Maccabi stops her. Now he thinks that somehow this is his way to get her to fall in love with him. And it kind of looks like he did kind of affect her, like she is kind of grateful. But at the end of the episode, which I thought was hilarious, is that she sends him a note that says his old nickname, Piggy Foot. So we're left with that as a cliffhanger to find out how the two are going to interact. This show kind of reminded me of like Cruel Intentions, where the two main characters going back and forth on each other. I have a feeling that might be what happens. Like they might hold each other's past against each other, because still he has the info that she eats way more than a normal person should eat. And I think she's trying to use his past as leverage to use against him. So we'll have to see what develops. But overall, this is a really interesting show. I didn't expect that because of how generic the subject seemed. Because we've seen this in movies and other shows before. But I think the way that they did this is really nice. We'll have to see how the next episodes proceed. I'm pretty much sure that this is going to be a really great show. So, like always, comment below and subscribe and follow me on Twitter, and I will see you next time.